I find being alone extremely oppressing. Being alone is also a necessary evil. I can't stand people. I hate people. And when I see someone, I just ignore the person. I ignore my family most of the time. I haven't got any friends. It's much easier that way. When lightning strikes me, the noise is so unbearable, I wouldn't be able to hide my pain. And I can quickly become unbearable to be with. Alone is hell. It's close to dying. But it's still safer than being in close vicinity of a human being. I can't even stand dogs or cats either. Can't talk to anyone about my condition. No one will understand. It's despairing. Maybe the brain is a power station now. Maybe it's muting into a new being. If that is the case, it needs to hurry up. I can't sleep. Or I can, that's the point. I sleep around midnight, and by this stage I'm very tired, but I wake up every 2 hours, and I hear birds inside my brain. I can still hear the birds, and it's deafening. What I haven't heard is something from you. I've sent you a few emails, but you have not yet responded. Are you away? I wouldn't say that I worry about the noise. I'm more concerned about becoming deaf. And I can still do my everyday things. It's just so deafening sometimes. I remember what you said to me. I have to keep on going. I ignore it. If I want to move on, but if I can't sleep, how on earth am I going to carry on during the day? I'm all yours, Mr. I forgot your name. I used to call you Doc. And I've never actually called you by your real name. What is your name? Your email is not that revealing. 666 times 2 at blah blah blah. That's not a name. Are you still seeing other patients? Why can't you reply to my email? I'm still paying for the bill. I've received one recently from the medical centre. It's strange that they never mention your name. But you do exist, don't you? I remember you very well. That's another point. That noise, this machine inside my brain is triggering strange things. I start remembering things. Everything since I was born. Me in the scrap. Like the ATM machine I've been to 6 years ago, 6 months ago, or even last year. The slight pain I felt in a muscle 6 years ago. I remember the taste of things as well. It's vivid. There's no yesterday or the day before inside my brain. It's instant, all mixed up together. What's really happening here? Water is flowing inside. The Niagara Falls. More like it. I could almost hear someone screaming or crying. But it's not very clear. Could be anything. Jesus, I'm fucked. The noise is constant now, and I can hear voices now. That's the first sign of madness, hearing voices. I can hear entire conversations, but it's too fast. It could be conversations I took part with at some point in time, or a conversation from a film. There are definitively voices, but I can't understand them. I can't even understand any word. I just know they're conversations, and very lengthy ones at that. I don't have your number, mystery doc. But I know you're receiving my email. They're not sent back in return. It's like talking to a brick wall. Are you taking notes, Doc? I've called the medical centre, and you're still technically employed, but are away for a few months. So where are you exactly? I've mentioned that you haven't replied to my emails, and said that the centre still billed me for treatment. But they said the bill was for the previous months. It's now like an airport inside my brain. Planes flying, planes crashing, passengers waiting, running, screaming, eating, going to the bathroom, and agonising. And where are you in the middle of all this? Can you answer me this, Doc? Can you? Really? There is now the United Nations inside my brain. An emergency session, and every single delegate is arguing with one another and talking at the same time, and there's no stopping them. I thought it was your job to stop them, Doc. My brain is being invaded, and you can't even help me. I can't talk to anyone about this. No one will believe me. But the people are there. They are definitively there. Am I talking to myself here? Writing to myself? I wouldn't even be able to hear myself anyway. Too busy and too loud inside my brain. It's so deafening inside, and I'm already half deaf. It's a problem when things are old. One answer generally triggers another question. I was never comfortable to answer your questions, Doc, as I knew you would be asking even more questions. One answer can be complicated enough. It will take too long to explain. Questions are pointless. I believe, like any psychiatrist, you are too skeptical and would never believe the patient. You doubt. Why should I be doubted? I'm the one with the problem, not you. Mind you, having doubts and doubting your patients is one problem, so you have problems of your own. At this rate, a treatment can last forever, and matters are sent to a point of no return, when a doctor prescribes some chemicals. It's rather an odd concept. Treating an imbalance of the brain with chemicals, or even worse, surgery. Who can really tell how the brain will react? T is not psychological. Someone or something has overtaken your brain remotely. Unless you know who or what did this, it's virtually impossible to treat. It's a condition. Meanwhile, it's the sound of a highway in full action, but just after the evening rush hour. Bearable, I suppose, but loud enough nonetheless. It's like a draft of wind now. It's rather blasting on. Not like a fan, but definitively the wind. Following my last email, it's no longer the wind. It's a typhoon now. Definitively a typhoon. The sound is coming out from my right ear. I mean, I always had some troubles hearing from my left ear. Sometimes it happened abruptly. Then it restarts after a while. Then it's back on and off and on, every 30 seconds. I won't let this wind overtake my brain. Whatever or whoever This force is trying to overpower my brain. My whole inner machine is being controlled. But I will fight them every step of the way. If you let that thing win, you're totally controlled and dead. Wind, water and air, all the elements passing through my brain and my left ear. At least not as a physical and organic force, I hope, but in noises and spirits. Before I go to bed, it's often an explosion, followed by the sound of an earthquake, hovering over and over again, swiftly followed by the sound of a large river flowing continuously and mercilessly to a point of no return. Sometimes I can hear words being shouted away. Deep down, I can hear entire conversations. Who are these people? I can't figure it out. I can't understand what they're saying. I can't hear them. They're just there, like ghosts in the machine. I'm officially possessed by T, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. There are no laws against illegal immigrants and ghosts squatting in your brain. I can only suffer it, or them, and ignore it. It is better to just call it E. It summarises the whole problem. I can't and won't let T win. It's either T or me. T wins, I die. And if T dies, I win. Simple. When it rains, because of T, I get a splitting headache, turning into a day migraine when the sun makes an appearance. When I was little, I always wanted to die. I had to suffer in silence. No one would understand. It was only a figment of my imagination. I didn't think I was born to enjoy torture and born with an inherent desire to love being tortured. I know you believe that patients are ill, sick, and deeply troubled. And be as it may, how do you explain why we've never chosen to have tea? And we were probably born this way. I was born this way, no doubt about it. I had it as far back as I can remember. And since I'm aware of tea, I remember everything since I was born. Remembering how it was, remembering how it all started.